What's going on, Cashflow Hackers? It's Chris and my wife, Hannah.
Hey, guys.
We are doing the first Business with Benefits podcast here that we've done in a long time. So here's the deal. We are at Funnel Hacking Live right now. We came here for an event. This is the ClickFunnels National, international annual event. It's one of the coolest events. It's the event that we go to every single year. It's the one event that we both kind of commit to that we will never miss every single year because, honestly, I've been doing a lot of videos lately that talk about like the number one investment we can make is in ourselves.
It's in yourself.
Right? It's in yourself.
Yeah.
And so, how do you do that?
We're putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, totally. And you do that by building your skills, building your network, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, building your mind. If you're anything like us, like a lot of times you're doing stuff and you're grinding and sometimes it just feels a little bit lonely, and I guess I'm lucky that I have her and she's super supportive and vice versa, but I know for a lot of people it's hard. And so going and get around 4,000 other crazy people like yourself.
5,000.
5,000 this year?
5,000 this year.
5,000. This is the
biggest one ever.
Crazy event.
It's year 8, yeah.
It's super phenomenal. So I just figured let's hop out on here, do a quick video, talk about this because we've got a lot of stuff going on as a couple, as a family, as a business. Life 180 is growing and it's amazing.
It's growing
we're
fast.
Building a huge agency
of
life insurance agents, doing infinite banking, doing it all the right way and helping a lot of people.
And
fast. It's awesome. And that creates its own set of like challenges at home and things to balance and relearning how to kind of fix things. And that's the spirit of the Business with Benefits podcast, is talking about how to manage it all, right? Like how to, as a couple that's doing entrepreneurial stuff together, how do you make it all work? How do you not sacrifice the business, not sacrifice the family, not sacrifice the marriage? And right, it's not always the easiest thing to balance, quite frankly, but I think it comes down to communication. It takes, we've been blessed. We got some family support this weekend and she came here with me. And so I guess, let's, I'd love to hear from you a little bit, like on, you're in a different space right now because you're not really super engaged. We're going through some family stuff. Her dad is sick again. And I'm not going to talk about that a lot because we don't want her crying on camera.
Crying, yeah. Because I was just crying in the seminar actually earlier. And so I'm in a different place than I was last year. Last year it was like, okay, I am growing my real estate team. Mm-hmm. I have a transition into the luxury market. I've been doing investments and how do I, strategize like what the best technique for marketing is and what's my online marketing strategy and what's my, I was looking at doing direct mail and getting mentors in the luxury space. And this year, I'm kind of in hang on mode. Yeah. I'm back in keep your head above the water. And so it's been really nice that you've sort of even like inexpressively given me permission to slow down and to, if not pump the brakes, or at least take my foot off the gas and focus on the family again. Because what was it, a month? How long ago did we get the new diagnosis?
About a month.
3 weeks? Or so ago, and what I thought we had licked 2 years ago just came back in a different form with a completely new treatment plan, and so now I'm
completely unrelated thing altogether.
And it's still cancer.
Came out of left field.
It's a different thing, and so now it's like wrapping my head around that, and what is the prognosis of that, and then trying to live in faith and not in fear, and trying to live in the moment and enjoy every moment that I have. And then at the same time, when I go into that place of intentionally trying to enjoy every moment, there's that part of me that reminds me why that's so important, and then that sends me into sadness and into fear. And so I guess what I've been doing to sort of handle that is I have stepped away a little bit from work. I still have my teammate who works on my team, and we're working on a couple of huge, amazing projects down in Tucson. One of them we're under contract, the other one, will be soon, I think. And so that's cool. Like it's going, but I'm just hunkering down with the family right now, and it's really awesome that you're blowing up so well, and at the same time as I'm sort of like just recommitting to keeping the emotional support there for the kids, sort of explaining what's going on there, and reminding myself to do the things that I need to stay healthy. And for me, that's looked a lot like getting back to my 12-step recovery meetings as often as I need them. And now you're stepping in to cover in the morning so I can do that.
When I'm home.
When you're home, when you're not traveling, which you've been traveling a lot more recently than you had in the past. But that's okay. When you are traveling, I try to make one at noon, when the kids are in school. And I can't do a night and I can't do morning, so I'll try to make one at noon. And I am recommitting to get back into my exercise regimen. Because when the first diagnosis with my dad happened 2 years ago, that was in a big way, how I survived. And I remember just working out so hard, like with tears just streaming down my face. I was working out at home. And just being like,
you don't want to get ugly cry at the gym.
I don't want to ugly cry at the gym.
You don't want to ugly cry at the gym.
And I had kids and stuff, and so so I just cranked on like my pump up music. It was like a mix of like 90s EDM, like Tiesto and Fatboy Slim, with the pump up jams, like jock jams. If anybody's old enough to know jock jams, and I did that at home, and I felt like the strength that I physically received and was able to live in, it gave me strength to get through whatever emotional and life challenges we had. So right now I'm kind of committing back to that, and I'm spending more time at the gym. I'm learning Spanish because I'm capable of that right now. Like we
got this Dominican thing going,
we have this
so you're
amazing,
inspired. Right?
This new Dominican project is so big and so cool, and that's something I can do. Like I can't be working on my massive marketing plan, but I can be doing something that when I turn back on will be useful to us in the future. And you've been good about supporting me in still moving and reminding me like an object in motion stays in motion and an object at rest stays at rest. And I tend to linger in one of the two. I'm either like all in, going balls to the wall, or I'm doing nothing. And you remind me, like at least just keep a little forward momentum. So that's how I'm doing right now. It's weird. I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, last year I was feeling so different at this event. Like I was so outgoing and I met everybody, and you and I were just like the bells of the ball. And this year I'm much more
but it's a season, and that's fine. And
that's part of the balance.
But here's the deal.
Allow that.
I think she's still, though, when we talk about, and this is why I wanted to do this video, is because investing in yourself is the most important thing that you can do, and that means different things to different people, right?
And at different times.
And at different times.
Seasons.
And right now, she's investing in herself by being here. She needed a little disconnection from the kids and a little time to like get introspective, spend some time alone in the suite that we got, and take a bath, do your thing, like just chill, right? Like, and that's what she did last night. And I went out to a networking event and I met some great people, and I built my network, and I found some people that are going to be coming on the channel, and I'm going to be interviewing them. And it's like, I'm investing in myself that way. There's a lot of stuff that I'm of the mindset also. I mean, this is my 5th funnel hacking live that I've come to. And I'm of the mindset that like, okay, most of these talks, I've seen a lot of it before. Most of it's not new.
Right.
But I'm also a big believer you can't go into an event like this thinking you know it all. Like, so what's really impressive is like Richie, who I'm going to just call him out because he's an amazing guy and he's coming on the channel. And I was like, are you going to go in? Whatever. He's like, yeah, man, of course I am. I mean, I'm all in. I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be sitting there. I'm going to be learning.
Successful people are always learning. Always.
And so that's a mindset. Is like never go into anything thinking that you know what you need to know, because there's always something new. And when you might have learned it the first time, what I've learned about myself, I can hear the same thing, but when I hear it 3 years later, again, I'm in a different place. I'm a different person now than I was 3 years ago. So my deduction of that information and how it applies to my life today, is probably different. And so it's really cool, being here, still developing my skills, investing in those, investing in the network and the relationships and all that stuff, us investing in our marriage, having some time together, doing all that stuff, and her taking some me time, alone time, not me time, but alone time, and I guess me time too.
And you time.
And me time too.
You count as alone time for me.
But like having that is super, I think, essential. And that's why we commit this event this week. Like I do a lot of events. She mentioned I've been traveling a lot more. And so we're balancing a lot more. I've literally been on the road. When this event's over, she's going to go home. I'm going right to another event. And, so there's that stuff to kind of manage. And that's the season that I'm in right now, because I'm in this big growth thing, and this kind of came out of left field with her dad and family and all that, and we're always going to prioritize family. So we got to kind of, maneuver that, right? And she's able to do that. And we're in a place that, I look at it as my role as a husband comes before my role as a business owner, and I'm always going to support her. Now, that doesn't mean I can just let the business go. That doesn't mean I can just escape my duties and responsibilities to my business partners and the agents that work with me and the clients that we have and all that stuff. But you can balance it all in if you have your priorities right and you communicate. I would say over communication is super important this time, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of a good thing. As I'm withdrawing, it's giving you more freedom to be able to go travel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not building my business at the same time and fighting over,
true.
well, who's going to manage the kids tonight? Well, it's me. Who's going to take them to soccer? Who's going to do, back to 4 hours of driving a day for kid activities?
Yeah, that's true.
All of those things, it's all me now. I'm sort of being a stay-at-home mom for a hot second. Yeah. And that's giving you freedom to be in build mode. And so I had to check my ego at the door, and that's hard for me to do because so much of my identity is wrapped up in being a success, right? Whether it was in the pageantry realm, whether it was in the real estate realm, whatever that is for me, I want to win. And that's just how I'm built. And if I don't want to win, then I don't feel like I'm worth anything. Sometimes I've had a reframe of that in this particular season, where I'm like, you know what, my value is in supporting my family right now. My value is in supporting, my parents and asking what I can do in that process and supporting the kids and showing up to practices. And it's been a really cool process for me, instead of being resentful in some of those moments, I'm folding laundry, really?
It's her favorite thing. Dishes.
Instead, I've been kicking butt and taking names of dishes, let me just tell you. And it's I'm taking the time in that laundry to find zen in that moment, to be thankful. As I'm folding the laundry, I'm like, Hannah, you know what? You got a choice, babe, when you go into this. The action is going to be the same, but my energy, my spirit that I bring into it can either be resentment or gratitude. One is going to make me feel like crap, and the other one's going to make me happy. So I'm opening up the little t-shirts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cute in these. And I'm enjoying moments with the kids, while I'm doing chores for them. So
there was one thing you just said that got me thinking. So talking about going in and watching these seminars and learning stuff, there was a statement that one of the speakers made. She was a life coach and did some, but she goes, she tries on thoughts like she tries on clothes. Which was fascinating,
and then she
right?
sees how they fit and how they feel.
Right.
And so if a thought, when you try it on, doesn't feel good in you, then take it off and try a different one on.
And I love that.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I love that because on the back of my Life 180 t-shirts, I put change your thinking, change your actions, change your life. Your thoughts that you lead are going to control how you act, and your actions are going to control the life results that you have, right?
But the thing that's missing is feeling.
Yeah.
And actually, feelings, not thoughts, are what predicate most of our actions. And so, not to pick apart your quote, because it's really awesome and it's better than it would be, if you didn't put it out in the world. But I think feelings in her framework and in the frameworks that I work within in the addiction recovery space are that the thoughts, it's the story that we tell ourselves about our thoughts and about the actions that are happening around us that make us feel either pain.
Fair enough. I got to change my t-shirts now.
Or gratitude. Don't change it. No, we could just print them in vinyl and stick them across the back. We can add end feelings.
Cool.
End feelings. Yeah. And so, but you're right. Those feelings, I have a choice whether I can feel that way. And then that's going to,
That's cool.
And I don't have to, I can be like, no, I don't believe that. I'm not going to believe that this really sucks as bad as it does that I'm folding laundry right now. I'm going to take a hot minute to be like, I'm thankful that I have these kids and I have this house and I have a laundry machine instead of something I think it's something 90% of households in the world don't have electric laundry machines.
That's crazy.
Legit.
Yeah.
And, women are spending their entire days doing laundry. And so there's literally these organizations out there, nonprofits, just to purchase electric laundry machines for families, specifically for women, so they can go out and do something else with their day. So I can either be in poor me resentment, I'm not, kicking ass and taking names, or I can be in crazy gratitude that I get to support you in your growth phase. And I believe that God has this all worked out exactly as it's meant to be.
Amen.
And when I do that, I feel better. And then I show up better to the people around me. Do I like this season? Not particularly.
You wouldn't have chosen it.
I wouldn't have chosen it, but I also know that I'm building my own character by going through it in the way that I am attempting to go through it. I'm looking for places for growth in it. I'm looking for places of some sort of, growth in some way, emotionally, spiritually, in wisdom, in acceptance. I don't do acceptance very well, as you know. and there's not much else that I can do in this space. And I mean, I know a lot of people go through this stuff. It's not unique to me, but how are we going through it together? I think that the timing is probably divine, that I'm stepping up to be a family member, more so a wifey for you, like the normal wifey, while you're going out to really 10x your business.
But this is the ebb and the flow of it. Like this is a phase she's going through, and I fully expect that she's going to come out of this at some point in time. I'll support her when she does, and it'll be what it'll be when it's meant to be, you know, like, or she'll be here for a while. Who knows? We'll see.
And it's okay either way.
It's okay either way. Either way, she still comes to these events. We're still doing our thing. I think even in her downtime, it's important to still come and enrich yourself in these environments, don't you? Like, you know, not completely disconnect and go to mush.
Yeah.
The brain is a muscle.
Yeah,
right?
You have to keep using it.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, I brainstormed yesterday how I could, even if I even want to, potentially create like this little 30-day series of me showing people how I might get from the blob that I've been since Mrs. World into like a fitness level that will help propel me into the strength that I'll need emotionally. Yeah. And like if that would help people, then I would be willing to show that on video. And maybe that would be a way that I could be engaged with social people and with life outside of my little house.
And it'll hold you accountable, it'll give you a focus.
Yeah, without me having to be like building this huge thing around it. I don't know.
Yeah.
More to be revealed.
That's awesome. We'll see how it goes. But
if you want
at the end of the day, we just wanted to hop on here. We haven't done this. We were just kind of like talking. I was like, you know what? We should just hop on and do a video and share kind of like what we're going through and share, you know, this event and the fact that I guess I don't want to say it like this, but we practice what we preach in the context of you have to get to these events. You have to invest in yourself. You have to spend time with each other. You have to prioritize the marriage. And as hard as that can be, this is a great way to do it. Instead of taking a vacation, you know, to the beach, we're coming here, and honestly, she might not be having as much fun, but I'm having as much fun.
He's having a blast.
I love this stuff.
I usually am too, and that's totally fine.
And you are now.
But if anybody wants to come next year, it's Funnel Hacking Live with ClickFunnels, and we do it every year. It's actually the same week every year because we may or may not be flying home on our daughter's birthday.
No, you are. I'm missing our daughter's birthday.
And she's not at all upset about it.
As we talk about prioritizing family. Whoa.
But she ends up getting like 3 birthday parties out of the deal. The grandparents give her a party, the uncle and aunt give her a party, and then we give her a party when we get home. So, I mean, the kid like makes out.
She does.
She's really just playing us, I think. But next year it'll be the same time. It'll be like September, that last week in September.
Yep. So it sounds like the music is starting to pump up a little bit. I think they're about to get back into the session. Guess who's coming on right now? Dan Kennedy is going to be speaking in a minute. So we got to go. We got to get settled for that because this guy, he is the
godfather
of content marketing as far as like email marketing.
Copywriting.
Copywriting. That's the word I was looking for. Copyright marketing too.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Magnetic marketing. Russell and ClickFunnels. I don't know if Russell did it or ClickFunnels did it, but bought all of Dan Kennedy's companies, and so now he is here. He's one of my, like, he spoke last year. It was one of the most fire talks of the whole week, so I'm excited for that. But that's it for now.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
That's awesome. So guys, thanks for being here. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, if you're going through any of this, like the video, share this video if you think somebody would, you know, be served by it at all. Comment in the comment section below. I'll do my best. If you got a question for her, I'll, you know, get her on it. I'll send her, I'll make sure she sees it. I do my best to respond to every comment I possibly can. So subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell, that way you're notified. I'm not sure when we're gonna do another one of these videos, but I do videos all the time. So until next time, have a blessed, inspirational day. We'll see you.
Bye, y'all.
Take care.
Be well.